We start today with more crimes being proposed by the White House at this completely unhinged cabinet meeting that took place this week, from which we're still trying to recover. And it's hard to even go over all of the concerning and disturbing aspects of it. The president pointed to using the Insurrection Act to send troops to the border. Now, as some of you I know are aware, because we've talked about it before, it is not kosher, for lack of a better term, to use the military for domestic law enforcement. There are exceptions to that, limited exceptions, and Trump has come to believe that just saying we've got to use the Insurrection Act, people coming over the border is an insurrection, and therefore I'm legally justified in sending military to the border, would be legally okay. Legal experts certainly don't agree with that, but listen to this.
But we have a country that's under siege. We have a country that really is I think it's under attack. In many ways, worse than under attack, because there are no uniforms. You don't know who the attacker is, so you really don't. It's not like you're fighting an army. You're fighting people. You don't even know who they are. But 11,888 murderers, many of them murdered far more than one person, are roaming. Now, some of them have already been caught. A lot of them have already been caught and taken out. But we're being impeded by judges from doing our job. And hopefully that situation is going to be solved, because I think nobody wants to have murderers and people from jail, and I mean for serious, serious crime.
So there's the idea. Use the military for domestic law enforcement, an extraordinarily authoritarian move, a wildly legally dubious thing to do, but we've sort of come to expect it from this administration. Now, in another terrifying moment, Trump casually says, as a result of the China tariffs, you know, a lot of the stuff we don't need, and we'll have some open shelves, someone said, but you know what? Maybe you'll have 2 options for dolls instead of 30.
And I told you before, they're having tremendous difficulty because their factories are not doing business. They made $1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion, even $1.1 trillion with Biden selling us stuff. Much of it we don't need. You know, somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have 2 dolls instead of 30 dolls, you know, and maybe the 2 dolls will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But
now, unfortunately there, Trump says, well, you know, maybe kids will only have 2 dolls to choose from rather than 30, and maybe they'll cost a couple of dollars more. And this shows such a fundamental lack of understanding of the percentages and ratios and proportions that are implicit here. If you really are talking about 2 dolls instead of 30 with level demand, it's not going to be a couple of bucks more, because all of a sudden, all of the demand for dolls is going to be distributed over a fraction of the availability. 2 dolls instead of 30. That's less than 10% of the dolls that were previously available. So I'm with you in the sense that a lot of this cheap Chinese crap, I'm sort of a minimalist at heart. I try not to buy anything I don't genuinely need, even stuff for the show where it's like, well, I don't know exactly which, cable I need. Let me get like 3 or 4 different cables and just like whatever. No, I really try to be thoughtful and not have any extra stuff. But to the extent that this is going to be affordable for the American people, if we have 2 dolls instead of 30, we're talking about hundreds of a % increase in price, not a couple of dollars more. Now, at another moment during this thing, Howard Lutnick said that people are asking him about buying 10 of these gold cards, which will get you citizenship in the United States.
So much as I travel around, the attention on the Trump gold card, I mean, it makes me very popular. Last night, I was out to dinner and someone came up and said, can I buy 10? And how do I buy 10? And I'm like, it's pretty good. It's $50 million for dinner. So, I was paying for my dinner.
Money is just flowing in, if you believe Howard Lutnick, from people who are desperate to buy their way into the United States. What a scam. What a complete and total scam. And then finally, chillingly, Trump justifying ignoring judges when they are radical left horrible judges. Whether a court order needs to be listened to, I guess, depends on whether Trump assesses the politics of the judge favorably.
These are radical left, generally radical left, horrible judges. And we didn't lose all of these people. You know, we've lost a lot of people to death and to rape, all sorts of crimes committed by the people that poured into our country. And they came in totally unimpeded. Just come on in. And you see it every night. You'd see thousands and tens of thousands of people pouring into our country. We have no idea who they are. And to this day, we're looking for people. We have no idea. We hear that we have terrorists in our country that are so bad, they couldn't stay in any other country, but we're getting them out. And the group between Pete and Christie and Tom Holman and everybody working together, people that you would least suspect are reporting them, getting it, and the public is reporting.
We are all working together, regardless of what courts or judges say, to do what we've determined a priori is the right thing to do. If that's not terrifying authoritarianism, I don't know what is. Your mom wants you to call her, and this Mother's Day, give her a call, but you can also consider giving her an Aura digital picture frame. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter. I've gifted these to so many folks, including my mom, no matter where I am. If we're traveling, if my daughter does something absolutely brilliant on the playground, which happens all the time, I can take a picture or a video and upload it directly into my mom's Aura frame or whoever's. I can also share access. I shared it with my brother so he can upload pictures directly as well. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. My audience can save for a limited time on the perfect gift by going to auraframes.com and getting $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. Go to auraframes.com, use the code PACMAN. The link is in the description.